Don't ever let yourself get into this situation.
I don't even like you anymore.
Get back here, young lady. Hey, I'm talking to you. Hey, young lady, get back here, young lady.
No, you can't tell me what to do. I don't have to do anything you say.
Yes, you do.
Why?
Because I'm your father, that's why.
So what?
Don't you yell at me, Gertrude.
I'll yell at you all I want. Blah, blah, blah. I'm not moving to the stupid city.
All right, that's it. You are moving to the city, and you're gonna like it, and that's the end.
I hate you. I hate you. I wish you died, not mom.
What comes next will shock you.
I hate you right back, you little shit. You and your mother took my life away, and I just want it back.
The palm to my mouth, I said it almost.
I'm sorry, sweetheart.
Get off me. Get off of me.
Brother, I bet it'll go. Shadow it.
It's easy to watch this and be shocked, but it's even easier to allow ourselves to get into situations where we do something that's shocking. Have you ever been there before? In a moment, I'm going to tell you why he reacted this way. When we are emotional and angry, the best thing to do is to shut up at all costs and walk away. Nothing good will come from this situation, ever. I hate the absolute dread of when those rash words leave your mouth and you know you've said something wrong, you know you've said something hurtful, you regret saying it. You can't take them back and you know that you're going to have to go and apologize to that person at some point, and it is such an uncomfortable feeling. Whoever keeps his mouth and his tongue keeps himself out of trouble. But let's rewind. We need to recognize that the problem starts a long time before those words leave your mouth. Those words are simply a reflection of what's in our heart. For out of the abundance of the heart, his mouth speaks. And what comes out of us shows what's inside of us. You desire and do not have, so you murder. You covet and cannot obtain, so you fight and quarrel. When we have not dealt with our own disappointments and insecurities, and we're in a place where we are suffering and hurting, we will often lash out at those people that we profess to love most. And rather than laying down our life for others, as the Bible tells us to, we will lay them down and walk over the top of them. Have you ever heard of the saying, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me? That is not true. Words have the power to deeply wound people, especially those who are close to us. They also have the power to destroy relationships and destroy reputations. So also the tongue is a small member, yet it boasts of great things. How great a forest is set ablaze by such a small fire. Words can be like the bite of a viper, leaving poisonous venom, which has greater effects long after the words have been released from the mouth. There is one whose rash words are like sword thrusts, but the tongue of the wise brings healing. In this scene from the movie Jersey Girl, the character that Ben Affleck plays, his wife passed away when giving birth to his daughter. And he had this image of what he wanted his life to be like. And his hope and his security and his identity was in his life unfolding in that way. And then when his life didn't, and he had to deal with disappointments, he developed resentments, he held these inside of him, and then eventually they were released in an outburst where he could utter unthinkable things to his daughter, the person that he loves most in the entire world. So what does this teach us? Well, first of all, this teaches us that we cannot put our hope in our circumstances going a certain way, in people behaving a certain way towards us. Our hope has to be in God, our relationship with him, our identity in him, and his purposes for us, because this is unchanging. When we put our hope in anything else, that can change in a moment like that. But none of this is the problem. The real issue here is how we deal with this when it actually happens. We need to allow it to draw us closer to God, to bring it before God and allow him to take it from us, to transform our hearts and to give us a different perspective, where we see things through his eyes in an eternal perspective. Because if we allow the root of bitterness and resentment to grow within us, to take root and grow, it will grow into an enormous tree, and then it will result in some sort of an outburst like this. But if we take it to God and deal with it properly, we won't give it any opportunity to grow. We will kill it immediately. But godliness with contentment is great gain. And when we're abiding in Christ, even when circumstances aren't working out the way that we want them to, it's not going to destroy us. It's not going to move us, because our focus is on obeying Him, glorifying Him, and thinking about how can we be a blessing to others in this situation. And when we're abiding in that place, we're not going to be moved by the circumstances around us like a lot of people are. And the place that we're going to speak out of is we're going to manifest Christ in the crisis. And our words are going to be words of healing and life and encouragement. We can be grateful for what we have, not resentful for what we don't have. We won't even allow ourselves to get into the situations like Ben Affleck's character did in this movie, because our whole focus, our whole life will be about pouring out words of healing and blessing and comfort to others. We don't need people or circumstances or anything to fill us up, because we've already been filled up, and we will be a fountain of blessing that overflows to others. If you feel something building up inside of you that isn't right, take it to God immediately. Do not let it take root in you and grow and result in an outburst like you saw in this movie scene. Abide in Christ, and then you will manifest Christ no matter what circumstances come your way. Friends, if you haven't already done so, consider subscribing to this channel to hear more. And I'm going to put a video up on the screen right now specifically recommended for you if you want to keep watching some more biblical truth. God bless you. If you feel led to partner with this ministry, there are links in the description below. Please consider subscribing to this channel. Thank you so much for watching, and God bless you.